So Professor's Choice started right after I started training. Not long, after training. I believe it was the summertime when I started, and I would leave the class drenched in sweat. The place I was training at the time, over 17 years ago, was like really small. It was like a little dungeon inside of a room. It was an old school training place inside of the gym. It was hot. It was humid. It was narrow. Everybody's on top of each other. And so it wasn't easy to break a sweat and just leave there like drenched. I don't think there was AC or fans in there at the time. But yeah, that's when it started. I would leave there like feeling so good. At the time I had young children, and I would go home, and the first thing I would do is like, I had kids running up to me, want to give me a hug and say, hey, Dad, how you doing? And I'd be like, stop, hold on, wait, give me some space. Let me jump in the shower. And I would do that every day. I was just so concerned about being all sweaty. With all the sports that I played, like that was my routine. I'd get home immediately, I got to shower and get all this junk off my body. But I realized that this is happening like lifting weights, and now doing jiu-jitsu, I'm like, this is happening multiple times a day. Sometimes I'm showering, 2, 3, 4 times a day, and it wasn't excessive. I had to get this fungus off my body. But that's when Professor's Choice started. I needed to clean my body and make sure that I was washing and I wasn't bringing anything home. From the hygiene to my gi, my no-gi stuff. I just felt like I had to get everything clean right away. So it all started there. It started from saying, my kids, hold on, let me shower. So I started using essential oils and experimenting with different formulas to like clean the stuff and wipe all the stuff off my body, antibacterial soap and things like that. They were drying out my skin, and as I started doing the research, I didn't like the ingredients that were in there. So so that's where it started. It never was meant to like grow to what it is today. It was just meant to give me something to solve a problem of hygiene. And you would smell and see the dirt and the sweat that turns into like dangerous stuff on people's body in the gym or at tournaments, and it's like, man, this is a widespread problem. So that's where it was born. So I started playing with some formulas, and I started using the stuff. I even built up some little bars. I made these myself before we went into mass production. I started handing them out for no other reason, just to make sure my training partners and the guys were clean. So from there it just grew, and then we started to take a closer look at the formulas, at what we put in there, and what's really needed to stay clean and keep everybody safe. And and it's grown from there. And we have the wipes. Kids use them, adults use them. They use them at the gym when they're lifting weights. They use them at like soccer, football. And of course, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that's a breeding ground on mats and tournaments for like very dangerous stuff. I can't emphasize how much they use them there also. So guys, go ahead and check them out on our website. We have a few different products available. We have sponsorship opportunities. We have weightlifting courses, digital courses for kids and adults. And as always, train, eat, repeat.